Hello, everyone. This is author, motivational speaker, and dating coach Matthew C. Horne. And I bring you a video tonight titled, The Sex Symbol Man and His Undeniable Instincts for Attraction. I have one for you tonight. It's brought to you by my books, How to Get Beautiful Women and Everything Else You Want from Life, in addition to How to Be Appealing to Successful Black Men for Black Women. They're both available on my website, www.matthewchorne.com. Get your copies. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and to continue to push me with the algorithm so I can continue to bring you these elevated messages. As always, we're going to get right to it. And the premise for tonight's video is that if you learn to read the signs, then you'll never have to read the credits. If you learn to read the signs, then you'll never have to read the credits. And the signs are the indicators that a woman does not share the same level of desire and attraction for and to you that you share for her. Those are the signs. And if you learn to read the signs, then you'll never have to read the credits. The credits are when you go past the signs because of desperation and hope to get some poopy. That's the only reason that men voluntarily go past the signs of mismatched desire and attraction. It's desperation and hope for some poopy. And once you do that, you always find out that, more often than not, that's not going to work out in your favor. That whatever indicator that woman initially gave you, that surrounds her level of attraction for you, it doesn't change. It doesn't change. You just take unnecessary steps. That's all it is, to get to a predetermined outcome. That's what happens when you don't read the signs. Then you're going to have to read the credits. And once again, I don't want this to be lost, is that if you're not an instinctive man, if you haven't had a collection of experiences on a continuum of basis that shows you what it's like for a woman to be extremely sexually attracted to you and for a woman to desire you, then your reference points go no further than the experiences that you have on a regular basis. Once again, your reference points go no further than the experiences that you have on a regular basis. So your instincts are always going to be derived from your evolution as a man. And let me explain your evolution as a man and how important that is in terms of developing instincts and having favorable experiences with women. Your evolution as a man is what you're giving to life every day. And what comes back to you is what life is giving you based on your evolution of as a man in terms of what you gave to life. Everything coming back to you on a consistent basis is an exact reflection of who you are. And if you really want to change it, the first thing you have to do is accept it. Some of you have an extreme amount of work to do. Some of you have to go deeper within yourself and identify the best that you have to offer and be sold on that. And stop offering everything outside of yourself. Stop identifying with everything outside of yourself and say, hey, life, I want to give you me. And I want to keep improving me, the best that I have to offer, the instinctive things that I've been given to flourish and offer to this world. And when you tell life that and you travel in the same steady direction as yourself, then life can say, okay, I see you. You're giving me your best. It's time for you to elevate. Here's your best in return. Here's my best in return. And so you have to meet life and allow life and facilitate life to give you its best. And if you're suffering and you keep having circular, frustrating experiences with women, you keep bumping your head and you're so desperate that you keep bypassing the signs. You have to keep reading the same dismal credits at the end of the movie. That's on you. You have some work to do. You need to accept it. But your instincts are involuntary actions taken without thought. Your instincts are involuntary actions taken without thought. So whatever's familiar to you is going to govern how you move, not just with women, but in life in general. But as it pertains to women, if you haven't developed yourself into a sex symbol, then you're not going to have enough experiences to compare an inferior experience to. A sex symbol, every situation that he engages in is going to be one that is aligned with the man that he's become. That's not saying that he's not getting women who are offering him plates of shit and bullshit. Yeah, he's getting a mix of everything, but he's getting enough of what he likes that is not enticing to entertain a plate of shit and to read the signs that the woman is not interested, and not interested to the degree that he needs her to be interested to have a favorable outcome. He knows it's not going to benefit him. He's not going to engage in that. He's going to bypass it because he's regularly inundated with the experiences that are a reflection of the man that he's become. Once again, your instincts do not go beyond your consistent experiences that you have as a man, your personal evolution. They don't go beyond that. And that's the greatest part about becoming a sex symbol is you know when you're being played with, you know when a woman is lining you up to manipulate you, and you know when a woman is there because of pure lust and desire and respect and reverence for you. That's the best experience. And you can see it all because you've seen it all. And so you can see the play develop before the ball is snapped. You can see it. Those are heightened instincts right there. And only sex symbols have those because only sex symbols have been exposed enough to consistently get what they want and see the best sides of women. And so you're suffering if you haven't become a sex symbol. There's a sex symbol inside of every man. If you're willing to be yourself, show up as yourself, desire to be no one other than yourself, and give that self to life every day, a match for what you've become because you're traveling in a straight line is coming back to you on a consistent basis. What comes back to you is by virtue of the man that you've become. And so you can call yourself a sex symbol when you're moving in a straight line of yourself every day and offering that to life. And you're giving the best. And so consequently, everything that surrounds you is going to be better. Your style is going to change. Because I explained this in my dating coach community on Monday. You know, they were asking about styles and clothing and looks and all this stuff. When you elevate as a man and you reach a new level, then the universe knows that there's a certain way you have to present yourself to reflect the man that you become, right? So you'll begin to see styles that have always existed, and now your eyes will be open because this is what the universe wants you to see pertaining to the man that you become. You've elevated, so everything about you has to be remade, reinvented. And you're going to start to see things that were always there, but you never noticed them because they're suited to you, because you showed up with a suitable version of yourself and gave it to life. Now life can suit you. It can tailor you. And so the sex symbol, he's really a sex symbol. He's clicking on all cylinders. He's energetically a departure from the normal man who wants to be someone other than himself. And then he has an appearance that's an exact reflection of the man that he's become. It's real, man. You know, this sex symbol thing is available to every man. You can't, look at one man and say, oh, he has this and has that. Like, you're going to find your lane when you start to look exclusively at yourself. And so I can just tell you different situations that these instincts have served me, and they can serve you as well. So I can think of recently being on dating apps. And it was one woman. She was, you know how you right swipe sometimes. You're not thinking. If you match with a girl you're not attracted to, you just unmatch her. You just kind of right swiping. She's decent enough, you just swipe, right? And one woman I matched with, and she actually messaged me first. And she was older than me. Oh, okay looking, like probably not someone I would talk to in person. But, it's a dating app. You meet a range of women on there. And she messaged me first. And I hit her back, something like, how's your week shaping up, or, specific, but, vague at the same time. I don't know her. And although she started the conversation with me, after I responded to her, she responded back to me and said, do you want to ask me something other than how my day is or how my week is going? Because there's 15 other men in my inbox asking me the same thing. So instinctively, I didn't unmatch her. I blocked her because I never wanted to see her again. Why did I not want to see her again? Because there were women 30 years younger than her, 25, 30 years younger than her, who are offering themselves to me after taking one look at me. And so your instincts create your tolerance. And that's why the sex symbol man, he has an undeniable instinct for attraction. And so I can see right there, your instincts, your experiences really craft and shape your instinct. For a woman like that, who's not overly attractive, to even think about getting into my space, because we were way mismatched in terms of looks. For her to even think about getting into my space, she has to do everything I say. And she has to be cheerful about and have an anticipation about being in my space. And so instinctively, since I know how women move when they're excited about me, then I instinctively, it was no thought to it, no nothing, gone. block. I don't want to see you in a rotation of swiping ever again. And so your instincts will create your tolerance. And if you're tolerating inferior experience, it's because you are giving a version of yourself to life that is attracting inferior experience after inferior experience. And you don't think you can do better than that because you haven't seen better than that and you haven't experienced better than that. That's why you have to develop yourself into a sex symbol. And I can think about other experiences. It was another girl. Now we're gonna get to the young pretty girl. She was 25. And we matched. I messaged her. I mean, she was beautiful. Caramel, like in the prime of her beauty. I don't have to explain anything other than that. You can see the picture. And I'm talking to her. We're messaging back and forth, and I'm like, well, whenever you're available, let's get on the phone. I said, whenever you're free, let's get on the phone. And so she hits me back, and she says, I'll make myself available, but I'm never free. So in essence, she's trying to tell me I'm gonna have to pay. I'm gonna have to give her an offer. And I just laughed that shit off. And why did I laugh it off? Because a woman 4 years younger than her on a regular basis and recently is just like, all right, here you go. Took one look at me, let's go. So your tolerance is always going to be based on your instincts, and your instincts are derived from your consistent experiences with women. When women in the prime of their beauty, or beautiful women that you're attracted to, are offering themselves to you on a consistent basis, that creates an intolerance for any woman who's not moving that way. It creates an intolerance. And so you'll be around some men when you really develop yourself and you're offered a seat at the table of the best. You're going to be around some men who question your movements and why you move the way you move. And the way that it goes for me is that men like to hang around. I like to hang around myself. I like to be by myself. But sometimes, like maybe if it's a church friend, family friend, I'm like, oh, okay, I'll let this motherfucker hang. Or sometimes, you'll go to the same spot and you'll kind of like make alliances in there. You'll get to know people, and then y'all might make a move after the spot, or y'all might kind of click up a little bit in the spot. Things happen like that, right? So in order to hang with me, you have to abide by the principles of a sex symbol, because if you're hanging with men, especially if you all are on different realms of consciousness and have different experiences, you all can be side by side and in two completely different worlds. And that means that subsequently you're going to have two different set of experiences in the same space. And so I've been in situations with men, and we hang out, then we might go somewhere before we go out or after. I remember we ended up at me and one of my boys I used to hang with. We ended up at Clyde's downtown DC. And me and my boy went in there, but there was some girls and he saw them. He asked could we sit with them and stuff like that. So I'm monitoring the energy. He's offering to buy them their food, drinks, all that kind of stuff. And I'm monitoring the energy. I'm kind of seeing the play. They're not really feeling him like that. I don't feel too much energy coming back towards me. I'm like, let's wrap this up and let's go to, our next destination. So we wrap things up. He pays for everything. And we're outside. And he's begging the women. They were like some travel nurses or something, and they were just visiting DC. He's begging the women to allow him to go back to their spot. And I'm sitting there watching this shit, and I'm at a distance because I don't participate in that. Until I just finally went up to him, because I believe I was driving, or he wanted to hang with me for the rest of the night. I went up to him. I was like, man, let him go. I said it right in front of the girl. I said, just let him go, man. Just let him go. I was like, if they really wanted to do this, they would have been on it. And I didn't say it to that, specificity, but I just said, let's go. And then I explained it to him. I was just like, dude, we don't do stuff like that. I'm letting him know if you're with me, you can't move that way. You can't move that way. And then he thought about it. And then the next time we got together, he was telling, some of the other guys, like, look, Matt, I was talking to the girls and trying to, convince them and this and that. He said, Matt just pulled me away. He's like, I never really experienced anything like that before, but he's like, I understand it though. I understand what he's saying. And then I've been in other situations with men where, Like it was one time, like I said, I never named the club unless it's closed in DC. I was at Marvin's and I had met like a few girls that night. And I just chose the one I wanted to take on. It was like that. And one of them was calling me and she was trying to come over, but I was already with another chick. And so I just let it ride. I made my choice for the night. I took the younger, prettier girl. That's just what it is. When you have it like that, when your instincts give you choices, your evolution gives you choices. And so I got another one of my boys, and I still was in contact with the girl that I didn't allow to come over that night. And so she was letting me know she was bartending. And so my boy was like, "Yeah, let's go over there." I'm like, "All right, all right, we out early. I ain't got shit to do." So, she basically was like, "Yeah, I give you some drinks, just tip me." And so my boy, he's trying to move things along for me. As funny as that can be. So he gives a little tip and this and that. And now she's trying to move the goalposts. First, she was ready to come home with me, but now since I didn't, take her home that night, she tried to like slow walk me. And she was like, "Yeah, I'm about to get off, and you could come hang with me." And she lived like way up, it's almost like Montgomery County or something like that, way up Georgia Avenue. So my boy was like, "Yeah, man, just put in some work, man. You know what I'm saying, this and that." But that wasn't my reality, but that was his. And see, that's where you're gonna find as a sex symbol, you're better off just hanging out by yourself. You're better off hanging out by yourself because men don't have your level of experience and consistency in order to have the same level of instincts that you do. See, the sex symbol he can see more than the average man. He has a keen eye for attraction because attraction always finds him. Heightened levels of attraction always find him. Pure lust and desire always finds him. Red beam of lust from her eyes is what he always sees. And so you'll have men that are trying to get you to move in accordance with their reality. And it's just not worth it. That's why it's better off just to be by yourself. And so, I did go hang out with the girl. And then I ended up, hitting it the next time I saw her, but it was still a waste of time because I could have just been like, "No, I'm not moving the goalpost. Like, you know how attractive I am. Sorry, I didn't fuck you tonight. I met you. But you got to wait in line. That's what you have to do for attractiveness. That's my reality. But I participated in my boys' game. And see, this is what happens, right? Unnecessary steps to predetermine outcomes. That's what men who are not sex symbol are conditioned to take. Unnecessary steps to predetermine outcomes. That girl would have came over if I would have, or if she didn't, who gave a fuck? Because there was just so many women that were on that type of time with me, but just for the sake of my boy, I did things his way that night. Unnecessary step to a predetermined outcome. But you'll find that it's just a complete waste of time to do things in a manner other than what your personal evolution as a man has afforded to you. It's a waste of time. And other guys, that's what they have to do. And they'll challenge you on that. They'll despise you because they don't want to see a true picture of masculinity. And I'm going to get into that, more so in my videos coming up, talking about the player and the sex symbol man. But, they will always be in conflict because the sex symbol man he's not concerned with trying to get a player, a guy who's any man he needs to be to get some pussy. He's not concerned with trying to get that man to be him. But the player is concerning himself with trying to get the sex symbol to be him because he can't stand looking at the player. The player just exists. The sex symbol just exists. By virtue of the man that he's become, women offer themselves to him. He's shown up the same way. His results are predictable because he's predictable. The player's results are all over the place because he's any man that he needs to be to get that next piece of poopy. And so a lot of players will try to get around the sex symbol and convince him that he's a sex symbol, but then they're always in conflict because the sex symbol is going to point out the differences between them and say, "No, you're a player." But I'll get into that in another video. But it's just a complete waste of time. And another advantageous thing of being a sex symbol is that you have a keen eye for the continuum of attraction that you need a woman to exhibit in order to remain in your space. You have a keen eye for the continuum of attraction that you need for a woman to exhibit to remain in your space. Meaning that you can see when the energy shifts. The average guy, once a woman starts off strong in terms of attraction and then she begins to fade, then the average guy is going to say, what do I need to do to keep her? And then at that point, he submits to her. And then the woman says, okay, this is another man that I can play with. But the sex symbol man, as soon as he noticed the energy shifts, he's gone. He's gone. And he understands there's no point in re-engaging that woman, even if she was, had a heightened level of attraction initially. There's no point in re-engaging her, because once her attraction is lessened, then that means that if you get her back in your space, or even if she tries to come back in your space, that is going to be a continuum of games and bullshit. And so that's the greatest thing about having instincts, is that you can see around the corner and you can see the outcomes. You can feel the energy shifts because you're always with women who are in a heightened state of attraction to you. And so if you know that you've been tolerating inferior experiences, if you know that you've been taking unnecessary steps to predetermine outcomes, then you need to increase your sex appeal, your magnetism and your sex appeal. Magnetism is being yourself, falling in love with everything that you have to offer to this world, and only offering that and improving that. That's when you give life something predictable and steady, and you give life your best. Okay, since you're attracted to yourself, you then become magnetic to the things that are attracted to you, because you're showing up as no one other than you. That's magnetism right there. And then sex appeal is, like I said, it's an internal and external proposition. Internal, you're giving your best internally. You're in love with yourself, so you're radiating magnetic energy. And then externally, you're looking your best, because as you evolve, you're going to see the way that you need to be comprised in terms of your look, your cut, your body shape, your clothes, everything. You'll have a new eye and awareness as you evolve and go higher, by virtue of giving life the same version of yourself, giving life your best. It all will come together. So get with me for coaching if you need it. But I just want to encourage you, increase and elevate your magnetism and your sex appeal. And then your instincts are going to be heightened, because all you're going to get is experiences coming back to you that are exact reflection of the man that you become. This has been Matthew C. Horne, author, motivational speaker, and dating coach. Excuse me. Bring you a video talking about the sex symbol man and his undeniable instincts for attraction. It's brought to you by my books, How to Get Beautiful Women and Everything Else You Want from Life. In addition to How to Be Appealing to Successful Black Men for Black Women. They're both available on my website, www.matthewchorne.com. Get your copies. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and to continue to push me with the algorithm so I can continue to bring you these elevated messages. And I hear you all in the comments. You want to make videos on particular topics. Those are called custom videos. If you want me to make a video on a particular topic, then I want you to make a donation of $150 or more to my PayPal or my Cash App information that's in my video description. And there's a note feature on PayPal and Cash App. Put your video topic there and then complete your donation. Then I have your video on my channel in 24 hours or less. If your topic is more detailed and nuanced, so just leave a note on PayPal and Cash App. You still make a $150 more donation. Without the note, you complete the donation and you email me at matthewchorne.com with your more nuanced and in-depth description of what you want me to make your video on. And your video will be on my channel in 24 hours or less. And if you've been positively impacted and you understand that this game is elevated, some of the best game on YouTube, and that you are better for having encountered my message tonight, I want you to make a donation to my PayPal and my Cash App information that's in my video description. I'll never tell you what to donate. Donate according to how you've been impacted. I never take a donation for granted. I never take it lightly, because your donations continue to help me to elevate, grow, and move forward as I stay in position to spit this elevated game so you can elevate, grow, and move forward on a consistent basis, okay? Make sure y'all show me some love and donate. If you're in need of coaching, you have different challenges, impediments, and circular movements and frustrations with women in the dating space, and you're tired of the same outcomes, you're tired of having inferior instincts and getting inferior experiences, I'm your man. I'm your dating coach. I can get you through any situation with any woman and get you to a place of breakthrough where you have a new set of norms and then you're setting a new precedent and having more elevated experiences on a consistent basis. That's what you need. Email me for coaching, dating coaching at matthewchorne.com. Leave coaching in the subject matter of the email. In the body of the email, you leave your name, your phone number, and whatever issue that you're facing in the dating space. I'll do an assessment. I'll email you back with the terms of the coaching. Once you accept the terms, we set a date and time, and then you're going to get your breakthrough. Make sure you sign up for your coaching. I'm still looking to fill the remaining slots of the 5 individuals who want to take a year-long coaching journey with me. This is a very exclusive space, and I still have some slots available. The year-long coaching journey looks like this. I do an assessment of exactly where you are and where you want to be in the dating space and in life. Just looking this up. And I create custom coaching just for you. No individuals will have similar coaching because everyone's going to start off in a different place and desire different outcomes. Okay, it's tailored. So you get 3 coaching calls per week. The very first coaching call, you're going to get breakthroughs. Okay, the impact will be immediate because I'm here to spit this real game, and you know I'm one of the best. Okay, so from the very first coaching call, you're going to see change. 3 coaching calls with me per week, tailored to you, and every coaching session that we have, I'm always going to be assessing how you're growing. It's just going to be tailored and specific until we get to the point that you are close to and breaking through the places that you saw yourself evolving into. Also, I'm going to meet up with you in person no matter where you are in the world. Once I see that the coaching is taken and that you are evolving and growing, then we can meet up. I can coach you in person. We can go out, bar, club, lounge, whatever we need to do, talk to some women. I can see you in person. Amazing experience. Okay. And you also have 24-hour access to me as well, meaning that in between the coaching calls, you can reach out to me and have personal access to me. Call, text, email. I'm going to get right back to you. Whatever situation that you're facing in between the coaching sessions with any woman, I'm going to talk you through it. There's nothing like this that exists, and I want you all to sign up. So to get your year-long coaching journey going with me, I want you to email me at matt@matthewchorne.com. Leave mentorship in the subject matter of the email. In the body of the email, you leave your name, your phone number, and you tell me about yourself in terms of where you are and where you want to be in life and in the dating space. Then I'll do an assessment, and I'm not going to email you back. I'm going to call you. Shortly after you email me, I'm going to call you, and we're going to get on the line, and we're going to see if we're a good fit to work with one another over the course of a year. Very personalized, okay? I want you all, if you're interested, once again, you email me at matt@matthewchorne.com. Then you leave mentorship in the subject matter of the email. In the body of the email, your name, your phone number, and whatever issues that you're facing and where you want to be over the duration of a year. Spell it all out. Let me examine it, and let me get right back to you. Lastly, my dating coach community on the school platform, I want everyone to sign up. My dating coaching community, my weekly community, okay? Where we do the weekly Zoom sessions, weekly live sessions right in school for every member that signed up. Also, I give 2 exclusive videos for the community that are not on YouTube. I allow members of the community to give me topics to make videos on, and I put those videos up very quickly in the community. And every live that we've had in the community, every last one is archived. You can go and watch it. Every video that I made in the community is archived as well. I not only allow members of the community to give me topics, I create exclusive topics just for the group myself. So you can watch all of the archive content, the exclusive videos, the lives. You can correspond with me in the group, in the community throughout the week. And it's just an amazing place for personal growth, okay? So I want everyone listening to sign up for my dating coach community on the school platform. The link to sign up will be in my video description. I've enjoyed spending some time with you all tonight. And just understand that instincts are an exact reflection of your personal evolution as a man. Your instincts will determine your involuntary movements, and your instincts will determine what's normal for you and subsequently fuel your efforts and how you move about with getting women. You don't want to waste any time. You don't want to be the one who's taking unnecessary steps in order to get to predetermined outcomes. That leads to nothing but frustration. You want to develop yourself into a man that's consistently getting elevated experiences, meeting women who truly desire you, so that if a woman crosses your path who's attempted to enter your space but doesn't have the pure lust and desire that you're used to, you can immediately see through it. You can see the signs and the symptoms of the woman whose actions don't line up with her words. You can see manipulation a mile away. And subsequently, you can also see pure lust and desire when it's staring you in the face. I see you also.